Hey, YouTube subscribers, viewers, and PS4 and PS5 friends, listen, players. Urban Rain, aka Rain Phoenix, back again with another video. Um, Ever since I got my PS5 on launch day, I've got like, first I had like 2 or 3 requests. Like, what do you think about the controller? I've had 2 people ask me, can you post a video about the controller and what it's like? Um, when I woke up, I've had like 3 other people ask me about the controller, tell me, what is it like? What are your thoughts on the controller? Is it living up to what people say it is? Now, my thing is, I'm not sponsored by Sony. Of course, you guys know that. I'm not, biased, but on another note, I mean, I've always been a Sony fan. I've always been a Sony fan. But the thing is, the remote, this PlayStation 5 remote, I gotta say I like it. It's a lot more comfortable than the PlayStation 4 remote. At first, it took me a little bit to get used to the haptic feedback features. Um, as I was playing, one of the first games I tested, of course, was Astro's Playroom, and also my first next gen platinum. I was the first 75 people to get that platinum for Astro's Playroom, which is really good for me. But that's another video, maybe. But as far as the controller goes, I like it. That's the end of the video. You guys have a good one. No, I'm just kidding. Crap. Okay, the features of this thing, it does have Bluetooth sync. Now, like if you remember with the PS4 controller there, you can hold the PlayStation and the share button down and the light bar will begin to flash. With this one, I think you have to do the same thing. Hold the PlayStation and the create button, I think it is, and it'll flash and you can sync it. Like I have my PS4 TV sync with my PS4 controller synced with my TV because my TV has a Bluetooth feature on it. And so when what is it? Not Redbox. Gamefly. When Gamefly was on my TV, they gave me like a month free subscription. I was able to link my controller to the TV and play Tomb Raider, a bunch of stuff like that, which is something I should have reviewed about the LG TV until they took it away. So, yeah, I kind of missed out on that one. But like the PS4 controller, this also syncs to your TV. It also syncs to my laptop, which I have right there. It also syncs to my tablet, which is this right here, and I think it syncs to the phone, which is what I'm doing my video on. So this controller is quite versatile. I really appreciate a controller that syncs with everything that I needed to do. Like I said, the haptic feedback is going to really, like at first when I squeezed it, it kind of stopped, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll apply a little bit more pressure to it. In Call of Duty, when you're shooting a gun, you'll feel a feedback. Playing Astro's Playroom, going through mud, you'll feel the bumps, and then like when you're going uphill, it'll feel like your controller's tilting itself back. Like if you ever play Super Monkey Ball, you're rolling around in a ball with a monkey, just like an area of Astro's Playroom where one section you're using a spring, another one you're using like a gorilla to climb stuff, another one you're using a ball, and another one you're using, I think, like a rocket ship or something. Every one of those features, you can feel the haptic feedback. The harder you pull it, like if you pull it just like barely, they'll barely pull the bow and arrow back. Where if you pull it back, you'll get a full pull, and you can feel the controller, the R2, beginning the resistance. And when you're at your max peak, the controller starts shaking and the controller will let go. Now I'm assuming within gameplay, the more you upgrade your bow or your weapon, you'll be able to hold that arrow a little bit longer, So no matter how long you hold this, you'll be able to hold it for longer if you get like an upgrade. But I think it said in Sony's review that they'll leave it up to the developer to do something like that, as with ray tracing, which I think is stupid. I think Sony should enforce that. If you're going to have a next-gen console, put ray tracing in the games. Make every game support ray tracing. Now, there are options in the PlayStation 5 where you can turn off the haptic feedback, but why would you do that? The controller is so awesome. You can't turn it off and have a next-gen experience without actually Sony. Like, okay, look at this here. I'm going to do a little bit example. People always show controller comparisons with past gen and next gen. And then they always show controllers with I only have a PS3. I have a PS1 controller too, but like my stuff is like packed up. So, I mean, with every controller Sony's ever came out with, they've upgraded it. First, they came out with a little regular, paper thin PS1 controller. Then they came out with a controller that has dual shock. And then PS3, they had the 6-axis where you tilted it. Wherever you tilted it, that's the way the character turned. And you could turn that off too. And now they had, with the PS3, they came out with dual shock 6-axis, but they had a patent control problem with that, and Sony had to pay for the dual shock. Now they have not now. Then they came out with the touchpad. This is not the PS5 controller. This is just my white. That's my PS5 controller there. This is just a white one. But then they had the touchpad dual shock with the 6-axis feature where you can tilt it, which is really good. This is comfortable too, but I like the kind of dual shock a little bit better. This is kind of a comparison here. You can see how big this is, and you can see how much bigger this one is. But they came out with the touchpad, and not only could you touch it, was this a touchpad, but you could rub it, and it would have certain features and stuff like that in games like Astro's Playroom again, Call of Duty Ghosts, and other games like that. Then they came out with the DualSense. With this, you have haptic feedback, dual shock, 6-axis feature. You could it has so much to this controller. I wouldn't be able to explain it all in this one video because I don't know everything about the controller, and it's been a week since I've had my PS5 for about a week. So I'm still figuring out stuff about this controller. So I'm really liking this controller. I'm pulling in a strong 11 out of 10 because the controller is that good. It's really, it feels really wonderful in your hand. You don't feel any discomfort at all. Like, not that you feel discomfort in this one, but this one, it feels like it fits your hand. And I see where Sony was going. The hand, when you're holding the controller, is kind of curved, so it's going to contour to your hand better. But the thing is, when you hold this one, it fits right there. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall, or it doesn't feel like, because of their little grooves and corners here, you could be like they're going to be shaking the controller. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall. Where this one, you can hold it, and I can already feel it kind of slipping, but I'm holding it tightly. So I don't think anybody's, knowingly going to hold this loose and shake the controller. And also another feature about the DualSense controller is when I was playing it, you could actually blow into this controller. Now, the thing is, if you have a headset on, you're going to want to blow into the headset. But if you blow into the controller, you're going to be able to hear this little fan on the inside. Like, if you blow it, it's going to sound like there's a little windmill in here. And I don't mean coming from the speaker. I mean feedback, like as if you were holding a windmill in your hand and it's blowing, you're going to hear something spinning around in there. It's not going to be from the speaker. It's going to sound like they put a little windmill in the controller, not coming from the speaker, So that's actually a pretty good feature. Rolling around on ice with the little ball in Astro's Playroom it feels like you're actually rolling on ice. You got to fight to not slip off the edge. I was trying to do the time trial for it, and that's like the hardest time trial ever. that time trial would drive you mad on the ice on the ice part. But as you're rolling it up, you think you're going up, but the ice is making you slip to the side, so you're going to end up tapping this touchpad a lot to keep yourself from sliding. So you're not going to be able to get through anything that's slippery really easy. When you're going through sand, you're going to feel a little bit of resistance with the controller. When you're climbing things, you're going to have to add just the right amount of pressure, but not too much. Like Sony really, like, I don't know what else they could do with a PS6 controller. Like, I guess they make it out of metal and it gives you electric shocks. I don't know, but overall, I give the controller 11 out of 10. I like it. I really enjoy it. I'm really, and I'm really enjoying the controller. As for the PS4 controller, they said you could play the PS4 controller on a PS5 with only PS4 games, but why go through the trouble of connecting a PS4 controller when I'm just going to continue to use the 5 controller? Right when I'm done with playing the PS4 game on my PS5, I go right to a PS5 game and won't have to switch controllers. Now, everybody might not choose this option. Like, I'm going to choose what's the quickest and most convenient for me. The most convenient is staying with the same controller. Now, as far as this controller goes, there's nothing wrong with it. I understand why people would want to go back. But my thing is, I want to stay with the controller that's more comfortable in my hand. See, like, I can shake this around right now. It doesn't feel like it's falling at all or slipping. With this one, I can shake it. And, I don't really feel it, but because I'm holding it really tight, though. This one, if I hold it, okay, see, I barely picked it up and I slipped. But if I hold this one as tight as I'm holding that one, you see, I can shake it and it doesn't feel like it's slipping at all. This one feel like it's barely slipping, but you'll catch it. You'll feel it slipping so you can reposition the grip. This one, every controller you'll feel it slip, but you're going to, feel it slipping and reposition your grip. So, with that being said, I like the PS4 controller. I love the PS4 controller, but I like the PS5 a lot better as far as comfort and feature wise. I also have a PlayStation 5 camera video to do also. And I also want to go through some of the options and the settings of the PS5. So stay tuned for those videos. I may get into those next week, I think. Or I may do one tomorrow. I'm not sure. I want to try to start uploading videos a lot more often. But with that being said, I'll do an HDCP fix stream on the PS5 really quick. I don't know what the PS5 update did, but the update has nothing to do with why you're streaming. If you can't stream on the PlayStation, it's because the HDCP is on. You see, I have to turn this off in order to stream. The thing is, I had this off before and I was streaming and I never went through the options. I just turned my PlayStation on right away. And, I went through options and stuff and I got tired. Like I say about right here or right here, I got tired of going through the options. I skipped all of these options. I skipped like from here on down. After I set up my internet connection, I was too excited. So I went down, I just scanned through these, I started turning stuff on. And about right here is where I stopped at without realizing that I turned off the HDCP. And I was wondering why I was able to, why my stream was going through. And then I streamed later on after I went through the options and I was wondering why my stream didn't go through. And I found out later that I had turned the HDCP on. And I remember that's the same same reason why I couldn't stream in the PS4, or not PS4, but the PS3 with an Elgato setup that I had. But that's like another video too. But if you want to stream, you have to go into these system settings and turn off the HDCP. High Definition Copyright Protection. That's what that stands for. high def copyright protection. You want to turn that off. You turn it on, it'll like turn your flicker your TV into this copyright, and then you'll see that the HDR is on. The HDR will still be on, but the HDCP will be turned off as of right now. You'll see HDR in the upper right hand corner of my TV, and it's still on, but now I can stream. So, but with that being said, this has been my DualSense controller review. You can also plug this into your phone. I do have a phone that has a USB Type-C, and you can also use it for that too. Your phone charger for your controller, which is pretty cool because I have a high charge phone charger, a super fast phone charger for that, and that is right here. It's Type-C, and you can plug it into your controller and it'll charge it. It depends on what kind of controller charger you have. Like I always keep like a high-speed charger, whether it be high-speed Ethernet cord, a high-speed HDMI, high-speed, micro SD cable, or Type-C now. I always keep those kind of cables because I want like fast charging. I don't want to have to keep my cord charged into my controller forever. But the controller lasted, I think, about 3 days. On a full charge, this thing lasts about 3.5, I want to say a strong 4 days. But that's been my controller of the PS5 DualSense controller. Thank you guys for coming. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the subscribers that I got. Check me out on Twitch at Urban Rain. That's all one word. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Love you guys and stay safe.